The Mosaic Covenant. Shemot, Exodus 19, 3-6. On the basis of the Abrahamic covenant and promise made to Abraham, in Bereshit, Genesis 15, God delivered the children of Israel from Egypt and established another covenant with them at Sinai. Elohim used Moshe, Moses, as the deliverer and mediator of this covenant between Israel and God, Elohim. It is not a covenant of salvation, but instead a covenant of blessing and cursing based on trusting and faithfulness on Israel's part. The Mosaic covenant is similar to a marriage contract, ketubah, or a vassal treaty between God as husband and king and Israel as his wife and people. It spells out the parameters of the relationship between them, summarized in Shemot, Exodus 19 and 20. The Mosaic covenant includes blessings and security in the land for faithful obedience, Devarim, Deuteronomy 28, and curses and exiles for faithless disobedience, Devarim, Deuteronomy 27. The Mosaic covenant further includes a promise that even though Israel will not keep this covenant fully and will ultimately be removed from the land, Elohim will not completely forsake them, but he will punish them and scatter them among the nations from their exile. God will circumcise their hearts, and they will return to him, repentance to Shiva. God will gather Israel back and atone for his people and the land. Devarim, Deuteronomy 30-33. This promise is to confirm and keep his promise to Abraham. The generation that made his covenant with God at Sinai was not able to enter into the land. The next generation reaffirmed the covenant and entered the land under Yehoshua, Joshua. Each generation of Israel in the land and Disposia must confirm the Abrahamic covenant by the circumcision of their males and confirm the Mosaic covenant by binding the words of God on their forehead and hands. Though they waver in their faithfulness to the covenant, Elohim remains faithful. The promises of this covenant must be fulfilled. Yeshua says in Mattityahu, Matthew 5:17-19, that until heaven and earth pass away, based on the covenant with Noah, the smallest letter or stroke of a letter will not pass from the Torah, Mosaic covenant, until it is all fulfilled. God, Elohim, said through the prophets that as long as heaven and earth remains consistent with the Noahide covenant, Israel would remain a people before him. The Mosaic covenant is not a replacement of the covenants with Noah and Abraham. It is dependent upon them, and along with them, is presently in effect, as we will see. The Davidic covenant also affirms and expresses the earlier covenants. Therefore, the new covenant fulfills rather than merely replaces the previous covenants. And the Christianity community errs severely whenever it claims that the new covenant has replaced the covenant made between Moshe, Moses, the children of Israel, and God, Elohim, at Sinai.